I was really worried that I scheduled our guys into a bad moment. But we can't say no to these opportunities to play teams like Florida State and Boston College. And hats off to, I said this when we played BC the other night, here hats off to the Orange Bowl committee and the people, Eric Palms and his group of people, and Florida State for agreeing to play the game. It was because they could have said, we ain't playing UMass. And instead Luke agreed to do it. So I'm really proud of these guys. You know, I put them in a difficult spot from a scheduling standpoint, and we had finals on Thursday on top of that. But they answered the bell. You know, we were in control. I don't say we were in control of the game. All I did in the first half was switch defenses. They got a little tentative. We were making shots, which was disguising our lack of defending. But we came out the second half and actually defended, and gave us an opportunity to win.
Questions?
How's it going, Daniel? Congrats on the MVP, brother.
Thank you.
What was your mindset coming into this game? You know, the first half, you know, Marcus got hot from the perimeter. Then it seemed like the second half, it was all about pounding the paint, kind of getting what you guys wanted. So what was your mindset going into this game?
Just be aggressive. I knew I had to be aggressive to help my team out. Last game versus Boston College was the same mentality. Just be aggressive. Play defense. We got to do a better job on defense as a group, but that's the mentality coming into the game. Just be aggressive and guard your matchup and help your teammate when your teammate need help.
Daniel, Coach said it puts you in a tough spot with scheduling BC and Florida State. Do you see it that way, or do you see like this is a challenge that you look forward to playing against these ACC opponents?
It was a challenge that the whole team looked forward to, honestly. We kept telling each other, like, this is a good opportunity to go and beat 2 ACC schools in 1 week. But Coach Frank always tells us one game at a time. The most important game is the next game that we got to play. So after our finals and all of that, we locked in 1 day preparation and came out to handle business tonight the best way we can.
Daniel, how much do you think this team has grown since those back-to-back losses now on a 5-game history?
I feel like we've grown a lot. People understanding what Coach Frank wants from us, and just learning how to help the team in the best way that they can. Our bench is helping us a lot more. The energy is positive. Everybody bought into what we're trying to do, and it's paying off for us.
Daniel, after controlling much of the first half, LSU closed out a 26-7 run to take the lead. How did you guys respond in the locker room to be able to come back and win the game?
Honestly, we was all ears to Coach Frank. He came in there and just let us know, like, we keep shooting ourselves in the foot. We was making shots, so like he said, it was disguising our poor defense, but everything else was just self-inflicted on our end, and yeah, we was ready to go coming back out for second half.
Anything else for Daniel? All right, thanks, Daniel.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
Yes, sir.
Questions for Coach? Start up front.
Coach, your counterpart for FSU said that you outworked them, just destroyed him at the rim. That he was very impressed with your effort. What do you have to say about that?
That was like, I preach it, I coach it, we play that way. I believe I'm not one of these, I'm not saying the 3-point shot has no value. That's not what I'm saying. But the game is still won and lost in the paint. You have to defend the paint and you got to score in the paint. That's how you collapse defenses. Now, how you get it in the paint, that's up to you as a coach or your team or your talent. Leo, I was not happy with Leo at halftime. I told him late in the first half, I said, Leo, I'm spending all my energies like on these freshmen because they're not being aggressive. And all the old guys are actually helping us except you. Are you going to help us? Like, and give him credit, and Dan's starting to turn the corner. He's a great story, by the way. That's why you don't jump to 9 different schools in 5 years. That's why you stay, so you can grow. You got to embrace who you are on and off the court. And if people want to grow on the court, or if you don't grow off the court, you're not growing on the court either. And he's embraced that. And he's in a much better space, which is allowing him now to gain confidence because of that growth. And Leo's a good player. Like Leo, we were depending on the 3-point shot too much in the first half, and And I thought our guards were a little tentative attacking the pressure. I thought we were better there in the second half. And again, sorry for the long answer, but the way we prepared to try and attack their half-court pressing, trapping, denying defense wasn't working. So we had to change the way we tried to attack it in the second half. I thought we were much better in the second half.
It seemed like you guys were really able to limit FSU in transition, their open looks. Was that a point of emphasis coming to this game?
Yeah, that's when I say I scheduled our team into a difficult moment. That's what I'm talking about. It's not the opponent. Right? That's like, it's not that they're in whatever league. That's who I wish we could play 20 teams from the ACC and the Big 12. It's that we played BC late Wednesday night. By the time we got home, I got home, it was midnight. The guys had finals at 8 a.m. We had to practice at 7 a.m. yesterday to catch a noon flight to come here to play a team on one day of practice that plays the polar opposite of how Boston College plays, from pace to defense. And that's when you're coaching 10 new guys, it's really hard to understand like how to coach them through their minds as far as strategy goes. So, but instead of complaining and saying to them like, you know, hey man, this is going to be hard. That's not who I am. I told them, I said, yo, I probably scheduled us into a difficult moment. I want to find out who we are. How are we going to answer the bell here and deal with this? And they've, you know, they're a fun group of guys, man. Fun to be around them.
Hey coach, what do you take out of this win? You know, what, you know, tale of two halves, what positive energy can you bring to your next opponent?
Yeah, it's you know, we got guys that wish they were recruited by the ACC. Let's be honest. You know, they didn't get out of bed and say, I can't wait to go play for Frank at UMass. They all want to play in the ACC and the Big 12, but they didn't. But we believed in them. So now playing in games like this, it hopefully solidifies to them mentally, like, you know what, I can do this and I belong. And that should give us, through the work that we put in, grow our confidence into what we're doing collectively, because we got 10 new guys, and who they each are individually. So their games and their, you know, I can't stand people that droop their shoulders and drop their head. I like people that stand tall, regardless of the moment, the hard, the difficult, the good, the bad, the ugly. Stand tall, stick your shoulders back, keep your chin up, and let's deal with whatever's in front of us. And hopefully these kind of things continues to help us grow in that direction.
Coach, you won 3 games against Power 4 teams this season. How does that help your outlook in terms of the rest of the season and a look ahead to maybe March?
Yeah, I mean, like, you know, sometime in the summer, I told our staff, I think we got a team that fits me. Because if they don't fit me and I don't fit them, that's a problem. I don't care what strategy you use, it doesn't work. As we've grown as like the kid Donovan Brown, like everyone keeps telling me, because he's a really good player. What's wrong with Donovan? Nothing wrong with him. Marcus Banks is playing really, really well. Am I going to take Marcus Banks out to keep someone happy? That's called life. You got to compete. You got to show up to work every day, earn your way, and one day when your number's called, don't pout. Be ready. He was ready today. Give him credit. But it's we lost at home. I'm trying to think. I'm getting old, man. I forget everything. We lost to Marshall at home, first game of the year, by 4, I think, and we missed 15 free throws. We lost to Charleston. We were 6 of 14 from the foul line with 4 front ends of one-on-ones. You know, you got to make free throws, and they're good teams. You got to make free. If you don't make free throws, and those are not only when you miss them, prevent you from winning, but they're deflating plays. One thing is I'm 5 for 5 and I miss 1. That's going to happen, but it's miss. That what happens is, and I just told you I can't stand that. That drives me nuts. But you know, what's that? 8 and 3, so that's 11. So that's 33% of our schedule. We got 66% of our schedule going into a new league that we've never played in. I've never coached against the majority of the coaches in this conference. We got to worry about just not who we've beaten to be happy. The experiences so we can continue to grow confidence and then be humble enough to come in and work the next day so we can be prepared for whatever the next challenge in front of us is.
Coach, how does it feel to come back to Miami and play against in front of your friends and especially your mom? Dímelo en español.
Chambi, yo hace 15 años me dieron la oportunidad de venir y jugar en el mismo juego contra los Gators y jugamos mal. Éramos un equipo que no estábamos conectados. Y tener la oportunidad de venir otra vez, ver a amigos que hace 20, 25 años que yo no veo. Mi mamá, porque donde vivo yo ahora, por el frío, mi mamá no nos puede venir a ver jugar. Poder venir y jugar delante de ella, yo sé que es el orgullo de ella ver el equipo mío jugar. Es una cosa especial y que jugamos mejor. No solo que ganamos, jugamos mejor, que es una representación mejor de los equipos que yo he preparado en mi carrera. Súper contento. El problema es que ahora a las 8:30 de la noche sale el vuelo y 7 grados con un pie de nieve en el piso. Pero esa es la vida que he escogido y es la universidad que creía en mí y me ha dado la oportunidad y hay que tomar eso con amor y felicidad y para adelante.
Gracias.
Dale.
Coach, you talk about playing in a new conference, players leaving, players staying, and in the NIL and transfer portal era, how do you have to coach this team differently and build team chemistry differently than you would in years past?
I got to figure out who I can press on and who I can't press on. Because if you press on guys too hard right now, they lay it down. They just lay it down in the middle of the season. I wish I could give you a coach speak answer. That's the truth. And you understand what I mean by press on them? You tell me what you think I mean by that.
Be hard on them, be intense with them, scream at them, yell at them.
No, you see, that's the most overrated thing that exists, is holding them accountable. Being willing to correct their mistakes, being willing to take them out of a game when they don't do what they're asked to do. That's what I mean by pressing them. Yelling and screaming is my personality. I can't help myself. It's about holding them accountable. And some people, when you hold them accountable, I was the same way when I was 18. I'd go visit the teachers that made my life easy when I was 17, 18. I didn't go visit the ones that made me do my schoolwork. But now as a grown man, when I go back to my high school, the teachers that are still alive, I don't see the ones that made my life easy. I go see the ones that made my life real. Those are the ones I go see. And trying to figure that out, because that's the hardest thing. And then the second part to your question, what we manage, is everyone in their life is telling them to chase stats because that's what gets them paid. And they, like the guy who was sitting right next to me, everyone was telling him to leave at the end of last year. Our team was bad last year. We didn't get along. The players didn't get along. I didn't get along with half the team. It is what it is. You still got a job to do, and you got to help them and figure it out. We tried, failed. Everyone told him to leave. And he said, him and his mom said, nope, that's my guy. And, and he stayed. And I'm all for people getting paid. I'm one of the most, I've been public about this since I came here with a guy named Jacob Pullen in 2010. Like, players should be compensated. We got to figure out a way to do it in a way where it's not 10-month free agency every single year. I'm all for people moving forward in life. I can't sit around and make the salaries I make and conferences sign billion-dollar contracts and look parents in the face and say, hey, stop complaining because you're getting room books, tuition, and fees. Seriously, are you kidding me? That had to be changed. Now, the problem is it's been changed like, whoop, good luck. And all of us that are being asked to manage, now we're being made the bad guys because we're pressing on guys. That's the word I use, holding people accountable. That somehow, some way, we got to figure that one out.
Thanks, Coach.
Appreciate it. I was going to answer you